everyone, I'm Naman Chaudhary and welcome in our new segment of Story of Delhi. As society evolved, it spurred on the beginnings of democracy and the era of Mahajanpads. Ancient texts talks of 16 Mahajanpads or monarchies and republics that stretched across the Indo-Gangetic plains of the modern-day Afghanistan to Bangladesh in the 6th century BC. Kuru kingdom was one among them, and Indraprastha, as Delhi was known then, was its capital. But much of Delhi's ancient history finds no record, and some historians regard it as a lost period, as it was no longer the point of power. It was only from the 6th century onwards that she gained momentum once again. During the early medieval period, a number of new ruling clans called Rajputs accumulated power in the North India, out of which the Tomars and Chauhans have a close connection with Delhi. Numerous legends recount the foundation of Delhi, the famous being the stories of King Dhilu and Dilip, but they do not have any solid historicity. However, stories about Tomar kings being the establishers of Delhi stem from medieval texts, bardic traditions and bhats, the manuscript recorders. Archaeological evidence suggests that it was Anangpal Tomar who made Delhi the capital of his kingdom in 736 AD. The celebrated iron pillar has a number of inscriptions of different dates, and one such short inscription from 11th century is associated with Anangpal Tomar. A group of Brahmins told Anangpal that the nail had been dug so deep in the earth it was resting on the head of Vasuki, the king of serpents, and the dominion of his kingdom was ensured forever to the dynasty as long as the nail stayed intact. Out of curiosity, this is where the story changes. The Raja dug out the foundations and found at its bottom reddened with Vasuki's blood. But he was scared and he immediately ordered it to be replaced. But his impiety rendered impossible its replacement to its original position. Keeli to dheeli bahi. Dheeli because the column, which was the city's outstanding feature, remained loose in the ground. There were 19 rulers from Tomar dynasty who ruled from 736 AD to 1180. During this period, they established a fortified establishment in Anangpur, a stone masonry dam, the reservoir of Surajkund, Anangtal and the fort of Lalkot. In the middle of 11th century, it was the king Anangpal II who raised the citadel of Lalkot by the Aravalli hills because of the strategic and military advantages the place offered. Little did Anangpal know that he was laying the foundation of a city that would be the center of power for years to come. Lalkot had 7 gates, of which Ghazni, Chauhan and Ranjit gates are known. Considered to be the first ever effort towards the reinforcements of Delhi, Lalkot is now survived by thick stone ramparts. ASI carried out excavations at Lalkot in which they found pottery, sculptures, coins, jewelry and most interestingly of all PGW shards, suggesting that there was a proto-history site in vicinity. But as the legend prophesied, the reign of Tomars didn't last forever. By the middle of 12th century, Delhi was taken over by Chauhan king Vigarbharaj, the fourth or Visal Dev as bards call him. It was his grandson Prithviraj III, popularly known as Prithviraj Chauhan or Rai Pithora in folk legends, who won Delhi. Prithviraj Chauhan controlled much of present-day Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi and some parts of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. His capital was located at Ajmer. Whether Prithviraj Chauhan was crowned heir or he forcefully took the throne is a still debatable thing. The Chauhans seized control in the 12th century and made Delhi the most significant Hindu center in northern India. Kila Rai Pithora was created by Prithviraj Chauhan, also known as Rai Pithora, the popular name that he got from Hindus, against the resistance he had from Muslim invaders. Early in his career, Prithviraj achieved military success against several Hindu kingdoms. The extant inscriptions from Prithviraj's reigns are few in number and were not issued by the king himself. Much of information about him comes from the medieval texts and chronicles. Beside the Muslim accounts of battles of Tarain, he has been mentioned in several medieval kavyas, epic poems by Hindu and Jain authors. This include Prithviraj Vijay and Prithviraj Rasa. Prithviraj Chauhan extended and enlarged the Lal Kot by constructing massive ramparts around it and renamed it Kila Rai Pithora. The ramparts of this fort had 13 gates, but only a few exist today, namely Hausrani, Barka and Badayu Gate, which perhaps was the main entrance of the city. But why did Prithviraj fortify Lal Kot? What was it that made him strengthen the defenses of his new city? Find out in the next episode as the sword of Islam comes to Delhi.